Hi, how's everybody doing? My name is Baller Scuba. We are here streaming again. It's been a little bit since I have streamed. I've been a little bit under the weather. Things, as always, have been pretty insane lately, but we're getting through it. At least it feels like that. What we are going to be doing today is going to be kind of going back to the movies that are big for the time. We are still in 1982 on my channel, so we're going to stick with that today. We're going to be watching Tron. Tron was released in 1982. It's kind of iconic for the time. It is very much 1982, so I think that we will have some fun kind of talking about that, kind of delving into the world of 1982 a little bit more in detail. I have some drinks in front of me. People always seem to want to know what I'm drinking, so this is gin and juice, basically. It's some Aviator gin and cran pomegranate ocean spray. People always seem to want to know what that is. Then we have some root beer, my favorite brand, and then should all that go away, I have some water. That one's the loudest. Let me be careful about that. Okay, so we're going to be watching Tron. The way that this is going to work is that I have the movie loaded up. You will also need your own version of the film loaded up somewhere. We're going to hit play at the same time. I have mine muted, so you won't be able to hear it. Made that mistake once. But I'm going to keep on talking kind of during the lulls of the movie, during the downtimes, kind of talk about what's going on, anything that kind of stands out. Should be fun. It is, how long of a movie is this? It's an hour and a half, so we'll probably go until about 6 o'clock. I do have the timer on the screen. That's going to be when we actually get going. So if you guys are ready, let's just go ahead and get into it. Let's get into Tron. Once again, 1982. So, should be good. There's some people that don't like it anymore, but it's a fun film. Not particularly deep, but that's why I have alcohol. All right, let's go ahead and get this started. I'll do the countdown now. All right, ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. So let's get into it. I do have a version, distributed by Buena Vista Distribution Company. That, of course, is an arm of Walt Disney Productions. Is that in my headphones? It is. All right, I have to be sure about that. That one sounded real distant to me. So yeah, there's not a lot of intros here. It just kind of goes right into Tron. And we start actually inside the computer. I mean, this is a concept that I loved as a kid. For whatever reason, I didn't get Tron growing up. I got something that's heavily based on it, though. I got a completely different series that I loved, and it's still one of my favorites. Let's see. Can we make out anything here? Anything that we might recognize as, real? Very similar to the Tron arcade game that we'll talk about, and we're playing Light Cycle. That's how that starts. We'll talk a little bit more about the arcade game later on, but for now, we're talking about Tron. That requires such fast reaction time. I don't know how they're able to do it. Well, they're machines, so that helps. So, the idea is that they're kind of in control, but the players seem to be controlling one of the characters even though he was in the light cycle. So, there's so much going on when it comes to how this was composed. Oh, we got master control. Compound interest is... It's complicated. The religion being that users exist. Hey, Ram. What do you have? Are you... I told you you couldn't have this. Hold on. She had a very loud toy. All right, we're back in the real world. Well, back. We kind of just got there. Yeah, I took that toy away from her. She's got like 10 toys in here. Don't worry about her. But that one in particular is way too loud. He's giving motivational speeches to his programs. And we're playing Battle Tanks is the name of what they are playing now. Yeah, there's a lot of, I don't want to say controversy, but there's a lot of mixed opinions on the graphics of this game. For the time, they're phenomenal. But... you know, how well do they hold up today? It has kind of been the subject of debate. All right, well, he's trying to hack into something. It's a wide open area. There's been some continuity errors, I would say, with the animation so far. The light cycles had a bit. You know, there was a wall on the guy's right, then it was gone. Same here. He was going through a narrow hallway, and all of a sudden he's in a wide open field. And down goes Clue, it sounds like. There are too many of them, but that doesn't mean to stop shooting. It's a tank. You can fire and go in the opposite direction. Luckily, he's got his program hands working. And now we're back into a narrow hallway. What happened? Oh, they caught him. Yeah, there goes Clue. Was it though? Or did you build another that was better? Hi, Teddy. We're doing all right. We're watching some Tron if you want to join along. Can't help but notice you look very similar to your user there. No, I am not an affiliate. It's not really going to happen anytime soon. I don't stream enough for it. Oh, still mostly on YouTube. That's not really going to change. In fact, this will probably go up on YouTube. Can't help but notice the NCOM helicopter has the same design as the Tron, the computer layout that they had go in there. Those nice lines, sharp contrasts. Bye, Teddy. This guy does not look happy. You are being very active today, Ruby. Just so much noise. You need to settle down. It's movie time. No, absolutely not. He has a tank now. How is that? What? How can you come up with a percentage like that? You also look vaguely familiar. Can't find Tron. Release Tron. The way that they communicate with the computers, it does not spell like programming at all. It doesn't feel like these people know how programming works. That is a lot of cubicles, though. And he's the only one that didn't have access to his program? Doesn't add up. It's a very silent film. Like, there is not a lot of sound. You kind of look like Christopher Reeve in those glasses. Look like Superman a bit. Well, Clark Kent, I should say. I don't know how to work an abacus. That's exactly the kind of program that you need right now, but he trusts the NCP so much that everything else has to go. With his Star Trek panel there. I'll be honest, the movie doesn't... it doesn't handle the real world very well. So, yeah, basically, what's he supposed to do then? In the meantime, you basically told him that the work that he's doing, well, you can't work on it for a couple days. And so he just goes to the laser bay with the giant experimental laser that exists in this facility for some reason. We're going to try to compare it to an apple? Yeah, she's already done with your bullshit. You can only imagine how us as the audience feel about it if the people you're working with don't like your jokes. Put on your goggles. That's not the same orange. That's a lot of red. Are you sure this is okay? don't don't hug me. Thank you. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So where does it go? It's just in the beam? That would be fun. If they did like all the work and somehow I got a share of their labor, I'm all in. No, he didn't. What? Oh, snap. Relationship burn. MCP's coming after you. So, just because he had Group 7 access at some point doesn't mean he still does, right? When you get fired, usually one of the things they do is kind of lock you out of the computer. Just, you're fired, but, you know, if you somehow happen to connect to the system, we're going to leave your login, you know, functioning. Just in case you want to keep working for us for free. Yeah, that's a plan. Space Paranoids. Oh, that's the game that we were seeing. I don't recognize any of those. Like, I can't make them out well enough. I should recognize almost every arcade machine here if they're real, but it's all so blurry. Oh, was that Joust? That looks like an asteroids, but that's not quite right. I don't recognize any of these marquees. Doing battle tanks again. I got one. It's a new personal best. How are you that, like, inaccurate? Just 2! Oh man, I'm going for the world record today. So on the, you, like, it was a finger pull. Like, it's a little squeeze. Yeah, I honestly can't make out any of these arcade machines. Once again, that could have been asteroids, but I think it was the Space Paranoids machine right there. That the fake one. Let me take you up to my bachelor pad. I'm pro LGBT, apparently. He's probably making more money than you if he owns it. Why did you immediately take off your shirt? That is Jeff Bridges, by the way. But is your name on your shirt like mine? What? I failed, so let's talk. I don't know any of those. He's not. Did you say young? Is that a thing? How long does it take to become senior then? Group 6. And then they go back. I gotta be honest. So far, like I said, the real world is not handled well. Like, I just want to get into the computer. We don't need that much backstory. Let's just get inside and start going. How? What? Both of those are incorrect. Computers are meant to just handle user requests. Hi, that please. Like, no. Everybody wants to glorify the garage. So it's just one giant computer? I'll be honest. What they do is a little strange. I get that they're defense. That's understandable. But what else do they do? I'm not following. I need more alcohol. That is a very thick door. It seemingly grew. Like, somebody's got to notice that you opened a door like that. Right, the whole place is a giant machine, basically. What? Then one human? Sure. He's blackmailing me. It's not suspicious at all. One guy is definitely not dressed for the job. Yeah, I'm going to go with the girl. You go somewhere else. By 1982, this is insanely outdated. I mean, that's like computer systems from like the 60s. What? I'm so confused. I gotta be honest, I am not liking the movie so far. Can we get inside, please? That's where the good stuff happens. I don't even speak Chinese. This looks like an actual facility, though. Not for computers, for like scientific research, probably into lasers, but it doesn't look like something that a computer company would own, even if they are in defense and research and development and all that kind of stuff. It seems very weird for them to have a digitizing laser where you can encode the molecules inside the laser, but you know, lasers travel literally at the speed of light, so what is holding it between like the laser blasts? Is this a PDP? Like a PDP 10? What are we looking at here? It just says NCOM everywhere. Request access code 6. They won't let us see the password? No, there we go. PS17 Reindeer Flotilla. Flynn should be able to beat you at chess by this point. How? No, he's telling me to do things. How can I stop him? Hello. No, he broke me up into cubes. No, that's my good hand. Huh. Very strange shaped blocks that don't remind me of any video game that comes in the future at all. Hi. I know. Do you want to be on camera? Yeah. You want to watch Tron with me? Oh. Come on, we're watching the film. Look, it's computer graphics. He looks very depressed. Oh, don't touch the microphone. Hey, no licking the desk either. What are you doing? I know. I know. You guys have more armor than I do. I don't know, if guys showed up in like red and gray and started prodding me with electrical things, I wouldn't just be like, oh, you guys are meter maids. He stole my programs. Yeah. What? I need power cycles. So he already recognizes these guys as programs? He learns quick. All right, so we're finally inside. The video, the game does. The game? The film does pick up. I've had a little bit too much of this too quickly, I see. Let's do more. I feel like the pacing goes a little bit faster once you're inside. Not a lot, but a little bit. There's at least more going on instead of just kind of staring at people emoting every once in a while. Oh, tutorial level. Can I skip it? Hi. I mean, yeah, he just found out that there, really are users. Oh. So I smash it on my face? Like, how does that work? Hi, Pasabi. Yeah, nice to have you. Thank you. We're watching Tron today. We got the timer up on the screen for where we are in the film. Because we just did Tron uploaded to YouTube yesterday. So, seemed like a good time to watch the film ourselves. Ooh. Data discs. Reminds me of dodgeball. I was pretty good at dodgeball growing up. Not as good as Tron, apparently. I have won! Look at my disc! I've never been good at frisbees, though. What do you do? Oh, sure, that's what insurance companies do. Oh, yeah, of course. What are we playing? The ring game, huh? Oh, they got the highlight. I don't even know what those are. I call them scoops. That's what they look like to me. I don't know much about highlight, but that's definitely what this is based on. Shiny. Like, he has no idea what's going on. Wait, how did he get the ball back? We're not watching the full match here. Yeah, that one bounced. Oh, I guess if it lands, you get it back again? Do you know how hard it is to figure out how to throw a highlight ball? That's not something that comes natural. It's like all about follow through. You got to get that timing just right. The strength, it's a very specific, like, arc. How? It's the same, it's a one bounce thing. No. Jeez. Sorry about that. Let's turn off the fan there. Just keep letting him kill others. Wait, how'd they get in there? Did they have to hop? So that's the ring game. Yep. Good luck. So, one of the issues is like when it comes to like this space, where is this space? Is it on the hard disk? Is it in the RAM? Where is this space on which that they are playing? You know what I mean? I don't think we ever get a full answer to that. The one in the middle is screwed more than anybody else. I was about to say, is this recycled from the beginning of the film? I don't think it is. No, this is definitely different. I don't know how you manage that. Those things turn on a dime. Oh, if you had turned right, you would have been all right. Just in time. Let's go gold. You better hope that exits somewhere. Why did you just run into the end like that? Why didn't you turn? And Flynn escapes and his trail goes away for some reason. Wait, that's a different game. You're not allowed to switch games like this. Ah, a little late. My light cycle's too fast. Also, it doesn't have a trail anymore. Because we're not playing the game. Also, it would mean that we all die. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but you can't fit. All right, that is it for my alcohol. I probably had too much anyway. Yeah, your life cycle's got nothing against the tanks. You know, for a computer, you guys really don't know how to aim. How? What? The life cycles have never been able to move like that. It's root beer time now. See, once again, like, they're not doing the hard turns that they did in the game. I don't understand the logistics of this. Are they just like normal motorcycles now? What? I don't understand. Where? Null unit. I feel like some of the words that they're using are real and others they're just kind of making up as they go along. Mine's better. My dad could beat up your dad. Why was that weirdly sexual? That was so weirdly out of place there. I would not recommend drinking that, Jeff Bridges. I don't abide this. That was just power, apparently? It's not like RAM or CPU usage. Like, what is it? Feel what? Alan won what? I mean, apparently Jeff Bridges likes whatever this is. I'm confused by this. To be honest, I'm confused by a lot of this movie so far. We only got about 40 minutes to go, it looks like. Maybe some of it will make sense. Other things will come along, though. You could shoot. Like, right now. Shoot. Like, you were already aiming at them. What's with the numbers? Just fire. You guys waited until they got to a bridge? I mean, they didn't pass, don't get me wrong, but they've been separated. They've been de-rezzed. That's not even how a motorcycle works anymore. That one hurt. Oh, that hurt a bit. Oh, that was not animated well. It just kind of skidded to the left for no reason. How'd you drive over, like, the debris? Here, with all these sharp objects should work. Let's not go back to the, like, water that gave you all that energy. Why? You only said it was going to be easy. Why did you think it was going to be easy? And they died. Oh, look, they're back. Why does the same button make so many different sounds? Turns out being a human has its perks. Also, it turns out that they were in a vehicle the whole time. No, they're going to build a vehicle. Straight out of Space Paranoids. Are we gonna kiss? Yeah, that's what I told you from the beginning. You didn't listen, though. And then he dies? No. The insurance program. As I talked about in my video, there were definitely different computer programming teams that worked on the CGI of the computer graphics of the film, and it really does show. It's very different styles from one to the other. This doesn't look anything like this. It's just kind of weird how they kind of go from one to another so quickly, and it's so different. That was my line. I'll take my $10,000 check now. Oh, you're the girl with the glasses in the real world. So yeah, basically the idea here is that the programs look like the users that programmed them, right? Like deprogrammed her immediately. Have we ever found out like a difference between like the colors that people have? Like most of the programs have been blue, but some of them have been red. And I swear I've seen some like yellow. We don't really know the difference between those, right? What? Did that do anything for us? What was the point of the bit other than to make a bit about a bit? Oh no, critical malfunctions. Except for your thing exploding, that was a pretty good thing that that happened there. But he reassembled it, it's fine. Didn't you design the thing? You don't know how it works? You need more airtime on that jump. And down goes the Council of Elders? Probably not. He'll just show up right in front of them for them to get mad. See, now we have some purples, some reds. Ooh, nice hair. Is that a... Oh, that is totally just like a bag on her head. I'm red now. He destroyed a program. What if that was a critical function of the system? What if that was like Windows Explorer that he killed? If it was the System 32 folder. Down goes Windows Defender. I don't know why, but she ran weird in that segment to me. That is clearly hand-drawn animation. Done by, I can't remember the name of the studio, but the Taiwanese studio that I mentioned in the video. Very clearly. They had done some of the cheap animation for Hanna-Barbera, which is something we might talk about eventually in my videos. The process of limited animation and why, cartoons from the 30s look so much better than cartoons from the 60s and 70s. But yeah, it's a combination of a lot of different styles in this film in a way that never was replicated afterwards. I like how they pull to his reaction shots so they have to animate less. Well, they did it for him though. He got the full trek. So, is it, I mean, I know it's a kids movie, but I feel like there's a bit of a love triangle between, wow, what are you? Between the women, her and the two guys. We busted in. What other world? Do you mean like die? What was that? You may go into the invisible. You may pass. Go die somewhere. You don't want to bring logic into this film right now. I guarantee it. That's... And this is I.O. Tower. Another very important part of the film. So the water like gives you a whole bunch of life, but the light does not? It just takes some time. She was just hanging out there the whole time. All right, so yeah, this is the I/O tower, which stands for input output. This is where he can receive things from the user. So apparently, according to Tron logic here, if you are a program, you have to be here in order to get input from the user. It's the only way. Otherwise, there's no communication. You're on your own. Yeah, she just runs weird. Okay. Hello, fellow guards with gas masks that they don't use properly. What program? Easy question. How dare you not answer my question that was so vague it couldn't have possibly been answered? It's a very small platform. Don't just wander off. Come, let us go into this static object that was hand-drawn. So where are you guys? You said out of the game save? So that would be on the hard disk somewhere. There's just one of them. No, there's two. What? What was that? I'm just gonna jump to my doom. It's fine. Oh. This movie is starting to hurt my head. And they got a transport beam. Well, alright, they got to pick up speed on the solar beam. This thing can't use the transport beam for some reason. I don't know the rules. I'm very confused by this relationship. What? What? Are they gonna kiss now? You're blue now. That's good. Ram died. There's so many long pauses in this, especially with the actors. Like, it's one thing to have pauses while you're watching the computer animation. It's another thing when it's just two people on screen and they're just like, okay. It's just weird. It's stay away, creep. Heroin mostly. Like I said, there's like a love triangle going on with these three characters. Like, granted, it's a PG movie, so, like, it can't actually be a love triangle, but it feels that way. It has that kind of feel to the way that the actors are portraying it. Can do. I'm out of alcohol, though. If you could give me more of that, it would help. And those are grid bugs. I think that's all that they're going to talk about. The idea is that they're just kind of like bugs in the software. Yeah, you don't get a lot of information about that, but they're relatively important to what happens with this franchise later. Those grid bugs. I've been scanned! Was Dumont the name of the founder? Like, are they just calling him by the user's name here? Also, how does the master control program grow out of a chess program? How long is that for you guys? Does that turn into like 7 or 8 minutes? Like, what are we talking about? So, by that logic, Flynn has not been in the computer very long if nanoseconds take that long. Cool. Not sure how you couldn't. Oh, it hurt him though. He's tired. So, when the MCP brings a user into, this world, why does like the laser allow them to like continue to have programming capabilities but without the programming? Like, they don't have to type anything in or anything like that. They just kind of feel around and get it done. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Hi there. Like I said, they're treating this like a love triangle. What's a jackhammer? Why am I getting such strange sexual energy from this film? Like, first with Ram, then between Tron and Flynn, the way they were looking at each other, and now this. What is going on? I feel like the actors are purposefully putting that kind of stuff in there. That happens a lot with Disney films. The people working on the film just kind of see what they can get away with and just try to sneak all this subtlety in there. But I'm on to you. It is awkward. Look out, guys. They're heading you off at the pass. Oh no, I just spotted it. And they died again. Hi. We met for like 10 minutes once. Presumably, we didn't see anything. It's a PG movie by Walt Disney, so until I see a death, I don't count it. Hi. I'm a user. The colors represent their emotions. We just found this out. I've been Q-tipped. Like, once again, what if there are vital programs that are being run here? Like, there's a lot of background system processes that go on, especially on modern computers. But even in 1982, there were background processes that were running. And if you just happen to hit one of them, chances are you're going to ruin the system. Like, you know, it encountered an error that it cannot recover from. I know you guys will be surprised, but the main character, the title character, didn't die in this Disney film. I'm so confused. There's so many bits! Remember, that was kind of a one-off thing. It didn't matter for anything. Moses? Yeah. What is happening here? We're becoming wireframe. Just a stereotypical, I can't help it. Snap out of it. Usually snap out of it woman, too. You gotta slap her, too. Then you'll go full misogynistic. She still runs weird. In her defense, it might be that outfit. That does not look like a particularly comfortable outfit, but the way she runs is just awkward. It's like, Nobody saw that. So yeah, this is like basically de-resing. Why was she de-resing though? Yes. The literally master control program. Are you allowed to stop spinning? Is it Luke? Obi-Wan? And now we must dodgeball to the death. So do like these things circle, or do they just have like unlimited discs? Was that ever an option? That's against the rules. How do you supercharge it so you can get the brain slicer? Oh. He had to give all of his powers to Sark. That was honestly a little gruesome. Like, literally a brain slicer, and then his brain started oozing out. Oh, he's huge. I've cleared a pathway in. Maybe the disc was supercharged because it has the power from the user. No, my disc! Is that a thing that can happen to me? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I've been saying for a while that it's like a love triangle here, but this has been the least developed relationship of all of them. It'd be more believable if Flynn kissed Ram than this. How does he know this is gonna work? I feel something in my nose. And we assume Flynn survives this? And there's the master control program. Oh, well, there goes the face. And down goes Sark. And Tron has won. And she's just kind of left by herself. She'll be fine. She's floating. Blue is good. If there's anything that we've learned today, it's that blue is good and red is bad. I believe we already knew that from Star Wars, but has been reaffirmed today inside computers. See, now are they gonna kiss? Yep, okay. Yeah, this makes way more sense. So there's several IO towers. But still, like, they still have to be there in order to get input from somebody. So how do they go and do the thing that they're supposed to do if they have to wait for, you know, the command to come in? And as part of the MCP program shutting down, well, MCP shutting down, Flynn just, like, goes back out through the laser. In my dying breath, I send you back to the real world, my enemy. and it automatically starts printing out the information that Flynn needs. It's not like that could be hand typed or anything like that. It's not like it would have been hard to type that out on a standard typewriter. It would have been just as legal then as it is with that. You're crumpling it up by running with it. Oh no, he told me something I already knew. My career is ruined. And then this part is the one that's weirdest to me, and I honestly didn't get it until I read the summary. So, because Flynn wrote the programs that are so influential, instead of just, giving him money, or what was much more common at the time in the video game industry, nothing, they make him CEO of the company. He doesn't get his job back. He's in charge. Yeah, it's kind of subtle, but that is what's supposed to be conveyed there, is that Flynn is now CEO of Encom, and Ed Dillinger gets fired, we presume. That's not how the real world works, right? You can't just, directed by Steve Lersberger, you can't just show that you made the thing that made the company famous and therefore run the whole company. That's not, really how things work. All right, so we made it to credits. So let's kind of talk about kind of my overall thoughts of the film. The number one question when I think of Tron is, does it hold up? And that was something that I talked about kind of at the beginning, that there's mixed opinions, especially about the graphics. Do the graphics hold up? And I'm still kind of on mixed opinions on that one. Overall, I would say no. There were a couple things that I think worked well, but overall, I think there were too many issues with the animation for it to say that it still looks good today. I think that it does represent a style, but the complicated process that they went through in order to make that happen caused too many flaws that are a lot easier to see now than they were then. I would argue that the actors themselves, the faces that you see inside the world, they look like silent film protagonists. That's what that looks like to me. It looks like silent film right here. And then they kind of insert that into a 3D world. That's the net output. That's not what they did. I think I showed a picture of the complicated process, but I didn't want to talk about it too much. But, they actually did film live action sequences with these people in the costumes. So I can't necessarily say that they just put that on top. But that's what it feels like looking at it. It feels like they just stuck, the face inside a different thing. And the net result of that is a little weird. There was also a lot of stuttering. Things were going back and forth. There were frames that seemed to be missing every once in a while. And that was much more apparent earlier on in the film. I didn't want to talk about it that early on in the film, but there was definitely some stuttering going on that was a little off-putting. So as a result, I can't really say that the graphics hold up that well. It definitely represents a style, and that style, I think, could have been good. It is something that could be done well, but it's not worth the money to do what they did. Cuckoo's Nest Productions did some of that, and you get to see their names in the Chinese characters, which is definitely a strange thing for the time. Not a lot of people did that. But so the graphics and the computer animation, I would say was pretty good. I think that the actual computer animation holds up pretty well. Those kind of standalone scenes where it's all computer, I think that holds up pretty well. Obviously, I think that the hand-drawn animation would have been better because the technology was better for that at the time, but it wouldn't have the same impact. One of the big impacts of the film was to kind of combine all of that together. And then, of course, for me, the biggest thing is plot. And the plot is... Well, hello there. The plot is not good. There are so many plot holes that I was finding, small and large, kind of throughout, and it doesn't really ever get rid of itself. I love you too. So the plot, the acting was not particularly good. Like I said, it was very awkward kind of throughout. The love triangle that they kind of set up and kind of didn't was awkward. So overall, it's a strange film, and I don't really see it as something that I would want to come back to too often. The more that you look at the film, the more that you kind of dive into the world and kind of dissect it throughout is... it makes the film worse as a result. So it is not something that I would recommend. It's something that is designed for children. And as a result, they kind of made it easy to overlook some of the details of the film. But as an adult, kind of looking at those details, you kind of realize they don't necessarily add up very well. So that is Tron. I think we are done here. Let me go ahead and turn the timer off. We'll switch over to this. All right, so that is Tron. We have much more to do in the future. Let me take a look at my list here of what we have kind of coming in the future. There are more films that we could do. This was the last one that I thought for sure we would absolutely watch. There's a couple more that we could do, but we could also avoid it. So when it comes to Time Zone, which we did last time that I did a stream, there were some issues with it. The game just crashed on me, basically. And I've been trying to get around it. I've downloaded multiple copies of the game. It always crashes there, no matter which version I'm playing. So I'm going to try to figure out if I can work around that. I'm going to continue to try. My next strategy is to basically just not go to that screen. We can hopefully go around that screen and we would be fine. If not, there's more games for me to play. The next one is... Yeah, the next two should be good for that. Oh. You want up here? There you go. There. Oh. So we might come back to video games next time. Definitely not going to do another movie right after this. We have had Tron, and I think that's good. So thank you all for coming out. Ruby thanks you too, even though she just wants to hang out on my lap and just look around at things. But thank you guys for coming out. I hope you guys did enjoy it. This will go up on YouTube. And yeah, next week I'll let you guys know what we're going to be doing. Chances are we'll be playing a video game from 1982, as I'm sure you might imagine. So I hope to see you guys then. Thanks for watching.